ABIODUN. Now to the headlines. We are in deep pain. Nigerians knock Tinubu government. Return to old pump price. House of Reps tells federal government NNPC. Kano Assembly passes 99 billion naira supplementary budget over minimum wage. NIN required to buy 50 kilogram of bag of rice at 40,000 naira. Federal government. Reps back ban on under 18 SSCE UTME candidates. Court remands Ondo pastor in prison for raping, impregnating minor. Federal government lifts 611,201 flood victims with food items. September deadline. Sacrosanct says NIMC over NIN and SIM linkage. Don't worsen our pains with petrol price hike. Yoruba elders tell Tinubu. Enekin brings good times to Port Harcourt iconic celebration. NDLEA dismisses allegations of lopsided appointment, nepotism as baseless. Reps, NBA, PDP orders demand petrol price hike reversal. US provides $6.5 million for flood-related humanitarian needs in Nigeria. More details on the highlight after this short break. Stay tuned. You're still with us. We are in deep pain. Nigerians knock Tinubu government over petrol price. Nigerians were shocked earlier in the week following the announcement of a new petrol pump price by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. The NNPCL increased its retail price from 617 naira to 857 naira per litre on Tuesday, a development that has worsened the suffering and hardship in the country. Petrol queues across the country, especially in Abuja, have lasted over 2 months now, but the situation has now worsened amidst the present pump price increase, with only few filling stations dispensing the products. Return to old pump price. House of Reps tells federal government NNPCL over fuel hike. The House of Representatives Committee on Petroleum Resources upstream has demanded the reversal of fuel to the old price, urging the federal government and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) to comply. Representative Ali Al-Hassan Ado Dogua, the chairman of the committee, in a statement in Abuja, described the hike in petrol price as unacceptable. He said that a situation where private companies took advantage of gaps in the system to make arbitrary profits at the expense of Nigerians was inimical to the country's progress. Kano Assembly passes 99 billion naira supplementary budget over minimum wage. Kano State House of Assembly has passed a supplementary budget of 99 billion naira to enable the state government to implement the new minimum wage and other services. The Speaker of the House, Alhaji Jibril Fago, said that the budget would enable the state government to implement the new minimum wage and other services, as the fund would be extended on recurrent personnel and overhead costs. He appreciated his colleagues for their contributions toward the speedy passage of the bill. NIN required to buy 50 kilogram bag of rice at 40,000 naira, says federal government. The federal government has announced that only buyers with national identification numbers would benefit as it commenced the sale of 30,000 naira metric tons of mined rice to Nigerians at a subsidized rate of 40,000 naira per kilogram of rice. President Bola Tinubu, represented by Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kyari, stated during the flag-off ceremony on Thursday that the rice intervention will be so strictly on a one-person, one-bag basis. Reps back ban on under-18 SSCE UTME candidates. The recent decision by the federal government to peg the minimum wage for candidates sitting for the senior secondary school certificate examination may have come to stay, the House of Representatives Committee on Basic Education has said. The Minister of Education, Professor Tai Maman, had in July stated that with effect from 2025, any candidate below the age of 18 will not be allowed to sit the SSCE, and without which such students cannot secure admission to higher institutions of learning. The announcement has generated heated debate among parents, education stakeholders. Court remands Ondo pastor in prison for raping a impregnating minor. A chief magistrate court sitting in Akure, the Ondo state capital, has remanded a man, Oluwasegun Victor, in prison for allegedly impregnating a minor named withheld. The 31-year-old defendant was arrested by the men of State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps for allegedly committing the offense at Obaile community in Akure North local government area of the state. Victor was later arraigned before the court on a one-count charge of unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor. Federal government lifts 611,201 flood victims with food items. The food distribution followed President Bola Tinubu's directive to the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. This agency announced this at a strategic communications and Interagency Policy Committee (SCIPC) joint briefing organized by the Office of the National Security Advisor (ONSA) yesterday in Abuja. The president had directed the distribution of relief materials to vulnerable Nigerians across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) Abuja. Don't worsen our pains with petrol price hike, Yoruba elders tell Tinubu. The Yoruba Council of Elders (YCE) yesterday expressed worry over the state of the nation, just as it urged President Bola Tinubu to tackle the current hardship faced by Nigerians. The YEC, in a statement by its General Secretary, Oladipo Oyewole, said though it was hopeful that there will be a positive turnaround in the country, there is presently a lot of suffering in the land. Eneke brings good times in Port Harcourt's iconic celebration. Eneke, the world's most international beer, took center stage at the 2024 Boli Festival at electrifying annual celebration of food, culture and community in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, held over 2 days at Yakubu Gowon Stadium. The festival drew thousands of attendees for an unforgettable experience themed rhythm and vibration, perfectly mirroring Eneke's commitment to delivering the good times. As the biggest food meets fun event in South Nigeria, the Boli Festival once again captivated food lovers with its homage to Boli, the roasted plantain delicacy cherished throughout Nigeria, especially in South region of Port Harcourt. NDLEA dismisses allegations of lopsided appointments, nepotism as baseless. The Nigeria National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has described as baseless allegations of nepotism and favoritism in the appointment of its directors, commanders, and other top officials. The agency, in a statement on Thursday, described it as false insinuations in some social media posts suggesting that appointments into high-ranking positions are titled in favor of Northern Muslims against Southern Christians. The statement read that for the benefit of the reading public, the agency relied to state as follows. Out of the 20 directors, commandants in NDLEA, 14 are Christians and 6 Muslims. Of the 14 zonal commanders, 9 are Christians and 5 Muslims. Out of 37 state commanders, 19 are Christians and 18 Muslims. Of the 14 special area commanders, 10 are Christians and 4 Muslims. Out of 12 coordinators and heads of units, 9 are Christians and 3 Muslims. While out of 11 heads of operation, 7 are Christians and 4 are units. Are Muslims. In all, out of 108 topmost appointments and positions in the agency, 68 of them are occupied by Christians and 40 Muslims, which represents a ratio of 63%, 37% as against the perception some mischief makers are trying to create against the leadership of the agency. Reps, NBA, PDP orders demand petrol price hike reversal. As fuel scarcity woes worsened in the country, the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA), House of Representatives, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP), and Coalition of Northern Groups (CNG), among others, yesterday called on the federal government to reverse the hike in fuel price. On Monday, fuel price was raised from 568 naira per litre to 897 naira, sparking outrage and the polity. This is as Vice President Kashim Shettima met with Minister of State Petroleum Enekin Okpobiri, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, Mene Kayari, and the National Security Advisor, NSA, over the recent increase in petrol pump price and the scarcity of the product across the country. Also, the minister said the federal government was not fixing price of petrol. In international news, U.S. provides $6.5 million for flood-related humanitarian needs in Nigeria. The United States, through the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, is providing more than $6.5 million to International Organization for Migration (IOM) to address flood-related humanitarian needs across Nigeria. According to a statement on Thursday by the Development Outreach and Communication Team of USAID, the funding is part of USAID's fiscal year 2024 support and will enable local partners to respond to flooding and other disasters. And that was the Ayogen Morning News Update. I am ABIODUN Janet. Coming up is the return of Fele with Mr. Odedokun Isaiah. Till then, stay tuned and good day.